So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Silicon Valley Center for Spiritual Living. I am Audrey White. I'm the Vice President of the board and also a student of, I'm a practitioner student. How's that? Just finished year one. So, yay! So that feels good. And I'm just so grateful to be here with all of you on this Sunday, the last Sunday of June, which is, we're half a year in, and holy cow, I'm feeling like we need this more than ever, a place to come in and ground. And so we're going to get to that. We're going to do a meditation for about 20 minutes. We'll have a short little break, and then we'll go right into service at 10 o'clock. So I'm so grateful. And just find your way into a space of comfort and ease. And we'll get into our meditation. So join me in finding a comfortable space for you to be. Finding your feet on the floor, just inviting your body to relax in this moment. Let go of everything that it took to get here. And just breathe for a moment. Allow your shoulders to drop. Breathing deep into the belly, all the way up. Filling your lungs. Taking in a little sip at the top. And letting go. We'll do that 2 more times, like really breathing in from the base of the belly all the way up to the top of your lungs. So breathing in, taking in a sip, and release. Let's do that again. Breathing in. Holding, take a sip, and release it. And as we release the breath, we allow the body to rest. We allow the mind to become quiet. We allow our bones to just settle. And this is our moment. This is your moment. This is my moment to connect in. So use your breath. Feel into your breath, feel into your bones, allowing our feet to connect with Mother Earth, growing our roots in deep, deep, deep into the earth, wrapping around the core, feeling the energy of the earth, and allowing that energy to pull up through the soles of your feet, through your shins, through your legs, through your torso, and have it settle into your heart space, where that energy just blends with your heart, expanding and opening. You are grounded. You are safe. And breathing in again, allowing that love space to breathe up through your throat chakra, through your crown, opening up to the heavens, to all that is, and finding your star, the one that is just for you. And opening to all that is, the divine mind, and allowing that to pull through, allowing it to rain down on you, through the top of your head, through the crown chakra, through your vertebrae, and allow it to settle into your heart. So connecting heaven and earth through each one of us here. That we are the connection. So settling into feeling that expansion of light and love. We'll just go into some silence. And breathe. And I invite you in to just breathe deeper into your body, deeper into the core of who you are. Becoming the stillness within the chaos of the storm. Finding silence in the noise around you coming in from all over. That in this practice that we are connected to the one source, sensing and feeling it in every cell of your body, and deepening in. Together we breathe. And it is in this stillness that we all feel so palpable, the power and beauty and love that is God, that is source, that is spirit. Call it whatever you like, divine mind, the quantum field, or call it nothing. It simply is, and there's only one thing here. One love, one power, one source of abundance, of life, of creation, of expansion. And this love flows through me as it flows through each of us here, as it is each of us here. And I am so grateful for knowing that. So in this moment, in this stillness, we know our connection. We know that is through the stillness and the quiet that we feel this little nudge, this intuition that knows when it is time to rise. And we hold the light, each one of us. I'm so grateful for this day, for knowing the truth, for knowing that everything and all is perfect and well, and that God is all there is. With so much gratitude in my heart, I release this word and let it go. And so it is. And so we'll have a little bit of music, and in about 8 minutes, we will start our service. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. We're going to begin with our first song, One Big Family. Please stand up and join us if you can. All right, thank you. One, two, three, here we go.
Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet, see the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground.
Let us make a joyful sound.
Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Woo! All right, good morning, everyone. How is everybody this morning? Wow, it's so good to see you. It's so good to be here. Doesn't it feel like a long time from Sunday to Sunday? Or is it just me? I'm like, wow, it feels like a long time. So we got to remedy that. I got some things in mind. But in the meantime, welcome to Silicon Valley Center for Spiritual Living. I am so thrilled you are here. I'm Reverend Cheryl McCreary. I'm your spiritual director, and it is fantastic being here with you. So good to be here with you. You know, I founded this community about 5 months ago. What is today's date, the 29th? So we are 5 months and 1 week or so old. And so this is a vision birthed to really create a container, a sacred space that is fun, that is joy-filled, that is loving and transformative for folks who really want to transform individually and collectively, right? Because what we know is that individual transformation creates collective transformation, and that's how we change the world. And we are rooted in Science of Mind teachings by Ernest Holmes, who is the founder, and lots of other influences of new thought and art and creativity. So I'm just thrilled to see everyone here and see new faces every week. It's just a beautiful thing. All right, our band, the core, is absolutely amazing. Thank you. Jenna is back. And our music director, Sonia Trejo. And our beloved keyboardist, guitarist, bass player, musician extraordinaire, Rodrigo Avila is here with us. Avila. All right, so beloveds, what we're going to do now is have our official call to service. Joni Quintal will strike the gong 3 times, and then I'll lead us into an invocation, and then we'll proceed from there, okay? So I invite you just to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and I pass it to Joni.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Take another collective deep breath with me, allowing the vibration of this bowl to remind you that you are a unique expression of the One. How good it is this morning to hear that sweet sound, the powerful sound of that bowl, the tone reverberating and reverberating and resonating. And so we know in this moment that that bowl is a symbol. It is a symbol of the divine sound, of the one life, the one power, the one presence, the one intelligence that reverberates throughout the universe, the cosmos, the ages, that which cannot be contained, that which cannot be destroyed, that which cannot be extinguished, that which cannot be frustrated, that which cannot be stopped. And so we just acknowledge this morning that there is a power and presence greater than ourselves. And whether we call it God or spirit or the all that is or source, the divine, whatever name we give it, it is what it is. It is all that there is. And we don't have to give it a name, and it still is all powerful. And so I'm grateful to know this morning that this divine, exquisite presence that is all creative created each of us out of itself. And so we are each unique emanations of the one. And we are here gathered together in this container, in this space, in this place this morning to celebrate, to make a joyful noise. And so I declare and know that each of us is blessed this morning, blessed with good thoughts, good cheer, good health, vitality, and knowing that the service is absolutely blessed. Knowing that each individual whose hands had a part in this production, the admin team, the operations staff, the musicians, the hotel staff, the practitioner students, the members, the friends and advisors of this beloved community, I declare and know for each one a mighty blessing in their lives. And knowing the message that is shared here is transformative everywhere. And so we proceed today with the exact knowing, with the deep knowing, with the pure knowing, with the unshakable knowing that we are a mighty blessing to each other, to ourselves, and to the world. And for this, I am grateful. And so I release this word. It is complete. It is done. We say together, and so it is. And so it is.
Okay, Jenna, you're up. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you. I had a really fun time at a friend's wedding, and I'm very happy to not be doing that again this week. So we've been talking about Pride this month because it's Pride Month. And yesterday was the anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising. So it's like the official weekend of Pride, even. So, did I already say my name? My name's Jenna Brown. Today, I'm going to tell you, hi! Today, I'm going to tell you about third gender people. This is a gender identity and expression that doesn't fit neatly into a binary, and it doesn't reject it either. And it's getting more prominent again, but it's been very common in indigenous cultures all over the world from before recorded history. And being third gender was usually noticed pretty early by the elders around them and encouraged, because it was kind of like a special role, a sacred kind of expression where, they believed that you had like you were a bridge between worlds. And so they would fill sacred ceremonial roles that normally belonged to either gender, and would perform other roles, like going from doing hunting and farming to weaving and pottery was all acceptable. And also, it was popular for them to have a special role in raising the children of the community as well. And so it's kind of like how you would dress differently depending on the activity you're going to do or the weather. It wasn't like, oh, well, they're doing this now. We better watch out because they're in hunting mode or something. But it was like an easy flow. It was very fluid between the whole spectrum. And as RuPaul, the drag queen entrepreneur of the world, says, we are all born naked and the rest is drag. So, there are examples such as the Mahu people of Hawaii. This was their name for the third gender role in their society. It is, not was. Oftentimes in queer language, what people use to describe themselves as gets turned into a slur and then has to be reclaimed afterward, or sometimes it just starts as a slur and you're like, oh, well, I'm that now, and you bring your own power behind it. And so the Mahu of Hawaii were known to be incredible healers, and there's a legend that the Mahu of 4 Mahu who brought the healing arts to Hawaii from Tahiti, and they had like a special role of healing and wisdom and spiritual healing, and as historians and passing traditions down to the next generations. Another third gender person from the Zuni Nation, which is in present day New Mexico, Arizona. This person's name was Wewa, and they were born male and took on male and female ceremonial roles and would do various chores and arts. And then eventually they would also, as that bridge between worlds, they would interface with other cultures as well. So they were the ones who would negotiate with other tribes or with the white settlers coming in as well. And this person, Wewa, was invited to meet with President Grover Cleveland and shook his hand and introduced the Zuni culture to the Western society. And another one, this is kind of a weird category of third gender, was eunuchs. It was sometimes forced on them, which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do when that happens but live your life, I guess. And so there's a person from China called Zheng He. This was from 1371 to 1433. And he was a Muslim born in a Buddhist society, and he was a prisoner of war in the transition from the Yuan to Ming dynasties. And because eunuchs were castrated, they also had that kind of special role in society where they were less threatening to people, and so they had the opportunity to earn more trust. And so this person, Zheng he became a mariner and an explorer, and eventually was like a trusted advisor to the prince and the emperor of China, and would go on exploratory expeditions across the seas and the continent. And he left a trilingual carving honoring God in 3 different languages. It was like a Rosetta Stone of faith. And so he said that he wanted equal gifts for all gods exactly the same. So he would talk about Buddha in Chinese on the carving, and Hindu deities in Tamil, and Allah in Persian. And yes, so I would like you to know that Ernest Holmes said, life with a capital L is androgynous. It contains within itself both the masculine and the feminine factors. The male and female of creation come from one principle, all from the one and all will return to the one. All are now in the one and will forever remain the one. And in simple terms, what the kids and elders say now is, we've always been here. So that's my talk on third genders. Thank you. And now we will have Dr. Damon Miller up for announcements.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. That's great. Announcements, announcements, announcements. I want to say hello to everyone who's out there online. Welcome to the Playhouse. So the announcements, we have a special workshop coming up in 2 weeks. Peter Bedard is going to be talking about maintaining mental health in tough times. There is a fee for this. It's going to be after the service on Sunday the 13th. Registration is $49. You can sign up online at siliconvalleycsl.com. And a lot of other things that I'm going to talk about here can also be found there. And eventually, you'll find the next thing that I'm going to talk about, a Women's Voice Summit. We'll get that online too. But it has its own website. But it'd be nice to have a link on the main page. But the Women's Voice Summit coming July 21st through 25th, a powerful 5-day online event hosted by Reverend Rochelle and the Silicon Valley CSL. It's free, it's transformational, and registration is at awomensvoicesummit.com. So invite the women in your life who are ready to rise. It's going to be great. Rochelle's been really working hard on this. I just want to go back and say just about maintaining mental health in tough times. What does that mean? It's about practical, simple tools that you can shift out of overwhelm and reconnect with your peace right in the moment. So it's recommended. We occasionally, and this Sunday is a day we're going to meet for brunch after the service down in the hotel restaurant. It's a great chance to share a meal, connect with people. It's a no-host brunch, so everyone takes care of their own meal, and we hope you'll join us. Friday is the 4th of July, and just want to ask you to all have a safe and happy holiday, Independence Day. And then there's some regular things that go on every weekday. So weekday morning practices, Walk with the Rev. Happens Monday through Friday at the Campbell track. Meet Reverend Rochelle between sometimes 7:15, 7:25 for a healthy start to your day. And then she's got to hurry back because at 9 o'clock, Monday through Friday, join Reverend Rochelle on Zoom for a morning meditation. And the link to that, to the Zoom room, is on the siliconvalleycsl.com site. And it's a soulful start to your day. And she prays up everyone who's on the call. It's really, really powerful. And then if you need personal prayer after the service every Sunday and today, Reverend Dr. Sherry McCreary will sit with you and pray in that corner over there. And there is a sign-up board if you want to put your name down. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Damon. I just wanted to begin this song with a quick sort of apology for last week because I was saying Marsha's name wrong. Her name is not Martha, her name is Marsha. And I think because I was a little nervous, I just want to say, I think I was a little nervous. And and I have a lot of Marthas in my life, and it was just coming out as Martha. So to the godmother of pride, thank you, Marsha P. Johnson.
Thank you, Marsha.
Thank you, Marsha. I rise in God. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, I hope you will. I hope you will. Please do. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Jenna Brown and the core, everybody. Rising every day in God. I love it. How y'all feeling out there? Yeah. So this month has seemed really long, has it not? Is it me? There's 5 Sundays in the month. It just seems like we've been doing June for a long time. And the monthly theme was the art of courage, is the art of courage. And so really talking about how in the season that we're in collectively, the season of unrest, of turbulence, of distress, of conflict, how to have courage, how to have heart during this season, right? And so we've talked about it, and I'm going to do a little bit of a recap before we get into today's talk. So we started out talking about praying up, right? That being the foundational practice, being aligned with the divine, speaking the word from that place of absolute knowing and certainty, right? And staying anchored in your spiritual practice as you move through and navigate through these turbulent times. So that was pray up. And then show up was about showing up as yourself fully, right? Letting all the stuff that is not useful, that is not meaningful, that is not authentic to just fall away and allow your God self to shine, right? To shine and to express uniquely. And what a beautiful thing to be talking about during Pride Month, right? And one of the reasons we had a Pride moment, a Pride insight every single service was to begin to look at how it is part of the natural order, right? It's not something that I don't even like using the word diversity anymore. I say variety, right? If you look at nature, the natural world, the natural order, the way God created us all is as unique individual expressions. Variety is the natural order. All you have to do is look outside, right? Look at the world, look at the animals, look to the natural world, and you see incredible variety. And it's human beings that decide, oh, no, everything has to be like this way or that way, or this person or that person, or this color or that color, right? And so the beautiful thing about showing up and about this being Pride Month is to really, really anchor in that there's only one thing happening and we're all unique expressions of it. And we may look different on the outside, we may think differently, we may behave differently. Our backgrounds, our experiences that shaped us are different, but at the core, when you peel it all back, it's just one life expressing as each of us, right? We disagree on the how of so many things, of how we're gonna do things. But at the core, we are all unique expressions of one thing. And so showing up and allowing that to show up more and more and more as us, right? When we do that, we then are able to speak up. It's really difficult right now and one of the reasons I birthed A Woman's Voice, which is a body of work I've been doing since 1998. But the reason it's emerging now is because it is increasingly difficult for people to speak up, to have the courage to speak up, right? I see it in our spiritual communities. And if we can't speak up, and I'm not talking about telling someone off, getting in someone's face. That's not what I'm talking about. But being able to advocate for yourself, being able to say the true thing even though it's difficult, being able to say something or speak up about something, to speak the truth even if people won't like you, right? So when I look at our spiritual communities and I see, many times covert communication or hidden communication or gossip and back channeling, if we can't do that here, if we can't speak up truthfully here in this safe container, it won't happen in the world, right? The world is a reflection of who we are. And so being able to speak up, and that leads to glowing up. I talked about the glow up last week. And so many times a glow up in pop culture, a glow up is like a makeover, right? It's like you go on a diet, you do all these things so that you're shining, all these external things, and there's nothing wrong with that. And what I talked about last week is a spiritual glow up from the inside out, where again, you are aligning so much with the divine, aligning so much with the presence and the power of God that created you, aligning so much with the light that is the divine spark within you that you have no choice but to shine. And when you shine, others drop their tools and they follow you. They want to know, what are you doing? How many people here have experienced in the last few years of their transformation, because I've seen a lot of transformation happen in this space, in this room. How many people have had someone close to them say, "What are you doing? You seem so different. You're responding differently. What is happening? What's going on?" Right? That is a spiritual glow up. People are noticing your difference, noticing your light, and so the invitation is to radiate even more of it, right? To be a radiant light of God. That's what we've been talking about this month. That's a lot, yes? It's a big journey. And so now, today, I want to talk about raise up, and I specifically have the talk title be Raise Up versus Rise Up, because it's about how do you raise others up, right? How do you have the courage to raise others up, to lift another individual, to inspire, to help someone rise up to the next level, whatever that looks like. Maybe it's spiritually, maybe it's physically, maybe it's mentally, maybe it's emotionally, maybe it's a bit of all of those things, right? But how do you have the courage to raise another up when we live in a world that is filled with cancel culture, right? Rip it down, tear it down, cancel this person, get rid of them, delete, right? Control, Alt, delete. Is that still a thing? Okay. That's back in my pre-Mac days, right? And so the question is, will you be the person who raises others up? Will you be that person to raise others up? Because it takes courage. And I want to be very clear here. Raising someone up, speaking the truth about them, affirming, taking a stand for them. Sometimes it means taking a public stand. Sometimes it means taking a unpopular stand, right? But in doing that, I want to be very clear. I am not talking about not holding people accountable. So I just want to say that up front, right? So what I'm talking about is how do you elevate and support and lift up others, especially right now when everything is about tearing down, criticizing, and some things rightfully so, right? But let's look at that. So if we are here and we're saying, you know what, I'm not going to do the blame game. I'm going to look at how do I elevate? How do I lift people up? There's 3 ways I want you to be thinking about it. So one is in the words that you speak, right? The words that you are speaking life and not death, right? Speaking life and not death. In the Science of Mind, or in Proverbs actually, it says death and life are in the power of the tongue, right? Death and life are in the power of the tongue, meaning the word you speak, and I think it was Hafiz who says the word you speak becomes the house you live in. Right? It becomes the house you live in. The word you speak, the word is so powerful. The words you use are so powerful, right? So powerful. And so one of the things we say in Science of Mind is change your thinking, change your life. Because we know that what we think, right, repeatedly, and then what we say repeatedly becomes the experience that we have. And so part of being able to raise others up is really looking at what am I saying, right? Am I speaking life? And I mean speaking in a variety of ways. What's happening online? What am I posting online? And I want to encourage everyone here, and I've had to be on, I want to stop for a second and say, I've had to be on Facebook a lot more because of this Women's Summit, and we're doing a lot of marketing that has to happen on Facebook. So I'm on there a lot more than I normally am. And so what I see a lot is I see a lot of posting about political things, but it's really preaching to the choir. Right? It's a lot of people posting stuff that to people who already believe what they believe, right? And so what happens when you're just preaching to the choir and then have the angry face and you're putting this stuff out there and you have the sad face and you're putting stuff out there is what you're doing is you're locking in that vibration and that energy that you do not want to experience. What you're doing is actually feeding the algorithm because you're posting the stuff, right? So more eyeballs are on it. You're having a reaction to it with emojis, right? That's feeding the algorithm saying, oh, okay, let's bring more stuff like this. Let's bring more stuff that you don't like. It literally operates like the law, right? Like the law in Science of Mind, right? You're posting what you don't want, then you have an emoticon, an emoji, an emotion attached to that, right? Which is charging it even more, and then you're sharing it with a bunch of people. And the algorithm goes, oh, okay, you don't like this particular blah, blah, blah. Oh, here's more. Here's more in your feed. Here's more like this, right? So you're actually creating the energetic that you say you don't want by the words that are on that page, the words that you're energizing. Yes? And I was thinking about during the pandemic, I started very early in the pandemic, I started a prayer group that still exists, actually, called Pray, Pivot, and Prosper. It's on Facebook, a private group. And in that group, people were posting, at the beginning of the pandemic, I don't know if you remember, there was just like, 20,000 people died, da-da-da-da. It was like every day a death report. Do y'all remember that? Like every day it was like how many people died. And so I found this thing from the one of the big World Health Organizations, but it was like a countdown globally. And it said how many people had died, but it also said how many people had lived and how many people recovered, right? And how many people were still, right? How many people had COVID and recovered? How many people had COVID and lived, right? It had those numbers. So I started posting those numbers in Pray, Pivot, and Prosper. Any of you who were in that group know, every day I'd put up how many people lived, how many people recovered, right? Not negating that people were dying, but I'm planting the seed of life into this algorithm. Right? So our focus is on, okay, these people are recovering. This many people are coming back from this. This is something that we can survive. We can thrive through this. Are y'all following what I'm saying? Right? And so I just want you to really get that the social media to me is like a big, powerful vision board. Right? It's a big, powerful vision board. And if you are posting stuff there that you would not put on your vision board, don't do it. Right? Because all you're doing is you're planting the seed and the picture of what you don't want. I guarantee you the people who think like you and believe like you, they know what's going on, right? Or one post can tell people what's going on, right? But repeatedly posting and then sharing and posting and smirking and posting and negative and posting and, all that stuff, it's just feeding the algorithm. And we're literally have this massive, massive a vision board that is powered by a tremendous human consciousness, and so we're just participating and manifesting what we don't desire. So my invitation to you this week is to try this, right? In the spirit of raising others up, to post things that are positive, and I don't mean positive thinking, fake spiritual bypass. I don't mean that. I mean, look for some stuff that's good that's happening and post that, right? There is some good political stuff happening, believe it or not. Post that. Charge that up. Share that with your friends. There's some good things that are happening in health, and good things are happening in Medicare. Good things are happening in health. Good things are happening in relationships. Good things are happening in politics. Find those things and post them, right? And begin to spread that. That is how you begin to raise up others and raise up the vibration. Right, but just staying in the muck and the mire of we all, typically your Facebook folks, for the most part, are people who think the same way as you do, and just staying in the muck and mire is just like, what is happening? And this is so, and it's so energized by billions of people. So it manifests like this because of the power behind it. Are y'all following what I'm saying? Yeah. So my invitation to you is to look for things that are meaningful and good in the world. Who's thriving? Who is surviving? Who is flourishing? Who is overcoming? Who is rising up? Who can you raise up? Who is glowing? Who is speaking up? Right? Begin to post those things in your feed. Begin to get that into the algorithm. Put a bunch of emojis on that stuff. Right? And let's see what happens. Right? But that begins to be the first thing is remembering that your word is power. With our word, we speak our life into existence, the same way the divine presence spoke the cosmos and the world into existence through the word. The word was the first thing. It is all powerful. Right? The word is the repository of the divine presence, of the all that is, of the unfathomable power. The ground of all being is the word. And so we as individuals, as individual expressions, can use the word, right? And the word uses us, and we have free will and choice. So choose the words you're using, whether you're posting online or whether you're speaking, right? Whether you're speaking. And so when you think about, again, speaking life, not death, begin to speak and have conversations about that which is true, capital T, true, and what you desire. Right? Because when you are having conversations otherwise, oh, I'm just sick and tired. Da, 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 da. Oh, my God, I'm just so sick of seeing this. Da, da. Oh, this is, right? Does this sound familiar? Yeah? Right? This conversation that we can have with our friends or with ourselves that we have internally. Yes? And the I am is God. It is the God power. It is the all. It is the ground of being. It is God. So anything we put after I am is powerful. We're literally casting a spell. We're literally speaking something into existence. So I am sick. I am tired. I am sick and tired. Right? I am over it. I am right? All these things. Yes? Versus, perhaps we could say, I am so glad that this madness is coming to an end. I am so glad all this stuff is up for us to see because we're healing it, right? We can affirm something completely different about what we're going through right now. The power of life and death is in the tongue. And there's a reason why there's a lot of programming to make you have certain conversations and to make you think certain things, right? And I'm here to tell you now, liberate your mind. Liberate your mind. Liberate your mind. Shift your words. Shift your thinking. Speak life, not death, right? So that's one way you begin to raise up in a world that is telling us to tear everything down, right? And tear each other down. Are y'all following what I'm saying? Yeah? Okay. Ernest Holmes says, to learn how to think is to learn how to live. Our thoughts shape our world. If our thoughts shape reality, then so do our words and actions. When we speak life, when we affirm, when we bless, we build a better world. We build a better world. So I want you just to be mindful of what you're doing in this week. The second thing in terms of raising others up is to avoid, or to not even avoid, to stand against scapegoating, right? We are in a scapegoating culture. And what that's saying is that people are not taking radical responsibility. People are not holding themselves accountable or being held accountable, right? And when we participate in scapegoating, or when we let it go and let it be, then it just produces more scapegoating, right? It produces more, right? It's their fault, right? They're the problem. Entire groups of people get scapegoated for various things, or an individual person. But here's the thing. If there's only one of us here expressing uniquely, when we blame another, when we scapegoat another, it's really ourselves. And we can't escape it. We can't escape that. Right? If those people over there are doing something, it is because we are part of the collective that supports that. Right? The things we see in the world now are not something new. They're just uncovered. This is not new. Right? The things we're going, oh my God. I see all the time, oh my God, this country is really gone. Are we really this? And it's like, no. This has always been here. It's just out in the open. Right? It's uncovered. So this has always been here, but, collectively we have mass amnesia or mass blindness, mass denial that it doesn't happen. So it just gets bolder and bigger until finally, at some point, the collective has to say enough or not, right? Or not. We obliterate ourselves off the planet. If the planet's still here, and then, thousands of years, along comes another culture. Yeah? We have free will, yes? But here's the thing about scapegoating is making sure, and this is the thing that's really tricky about this oneness thing, because it seems like when we see stuff happening out there, it seems so exaggerated, it can't possibly be related to me, right? I am not like that, right? This cannot be related to me. And so the invitation is so just think of it this way. So the big thing that's happening out there is like a big theatrical display of consciousness, right? It's like a big clown show, yes? And so our job is to go within and go and find the subtleties within our own experience, right? The clown show is getting our attention, right? That's to get our attention to say, hey, wake up, this is what's going on. This is what you're participating in, right? And then the movement is not to go, oh, no, that's not me, that's them. That's not the movement. The move is to go within and go, okay, wait a second. How am I participating in this? Who am I scapegoating? Oh my God, I'm scapegoating myself. I have made myself to blame for the reason this didn't happen for that person, and this didn't happen, and that didn't happen, right? Or maybe there's someone else, my parents are to blame. If they had just done whatever, or not done whatever, right? Or my ex-husband took all my money, and now here I am. Are y'all following? Yeah? And so it's really looking for yourself and going, where am I having the energetic of scapegoating? It may not look like the clown car, but it's somewhere existing within, because we all do it. We all do it. We all have something or someone external we are blaming, or as a reason for why we can't be more, can't do more, can't be, something can't be different in our lives. There's something we're holding on to. Sometimes it's hidden or cleverly disguised. But there's something external that we're blaming for why we can't have the life we desire. And so my invitation to you is to really look at that and go, where am I scapegoating? Where am I blaming someone else? Where am I not taking full and radical responsibility for my life, which says that no matter what someone has done, no matter what they're doing, no matter what they're going to do, I have the free will and the personal agency to design my life, to live my life, to create my life, to change my circumstances. That is my power and my right. Right? I am born out of the divine presence. So it doesn't matter what someone else is doing. It doesn't matter what someone else has done. I have the power within myself to change what is happening. I have the power within myself to decide how I will respond. Maybe I can't change the external picture right now, but I can decide how I'm going to respond. And I shared with you all last week that one of the decisions that I have made, and my mom and I talked about this, is with all this crazy stuff going on, and we're at war and all these things, it's like I am not going to get sucked into that. I'm going to live my life joyfully and fully and completely. I'm swinging for the fences. I am going to live my life inspired and doing things I love and trying to make a difference on the planet and with people that I love. That is what I'm choosing to do. I am not going to be taken down by a bunch of decisions other people are making and the collective is not shifting on yet. Right? And we can each decide to do that, because when we decide to live in joy, when we decide to live in power, when we decide to be empowered, right, and empowered, when we decide to do that, it becomes much more difficult for other forces to take control of us. Right? It becomes much more difficult when we are living aligned with the divine, when we are living out our lives. Yes? I saw something. I shared with you all last week that when I'm on social media or different things, or I'm reading something online on the newspapers, I frequently go to the comments, because to me, that's where you get a sense of what is I hear what the pundit is saying, but what are people saying? Where are people in this, right? And I shared with you last week how saddened I felt at how powerless people feel. And it's coming out in the language in a very snarky way. Well, they're going to do this. Well, they're going to drive us over a cliff. What are we going to do? Well, they're going to do, right? There's that kind of feeling a lot, yes? And just last night I was looking at something with someone who's has been a professional colleague in the past, and noticed a statement he said something like, he had lost his job, and he said something like, well, they won't allow us to do, when they allowed us to do this kind of work, and now they're not allowing it. And I was struck by that language, because I know this individual, and I was so struck by the word allow, right? Allow means there's a human power that has granted you something that now has taken it away from you. That's a very interesting word to use, and I was shocked. This is a very accomplished person on a public stage, and when I saw those words, I thought, what are you talking about? That they allowed you to do something, and now they've taken it away from you. Like that is a that is a powerless place. Yeah, are y'all following what I'm saying? Right, that is a powerless place. And so, yes, you had this role and this job, and yes, now it is gone. And so what if we move into what would God have me do, right? Because God is the final word and the only power and the only presence. And so maybe that thing was coming to an end, and this, the people who ended it were part of that process. But the powerful thing is, okay, God, what's next? Okay, God, what is your idea for my life? Because you created me. You created me out of your image and likeness. You have an idea for me. You have a purpose for me. You have a plan for me. You made me uniquely for that purpose, right? And so when we get aligned with that, there is no power over. There is no power over because you're answering to the divine presence. Right? When I left the previous community I was in, it was because, you know what? I'm complete here. I am done. Yeah? And Spirit has something else for me to do with my unique tools and my unique gifts. I didn't know it was going to happen that way, but that's what it is. And now I'm done. And now I'm here. But there's no power over. That's not what it is. I work for God. Right? I work for God. So whatever that is, that's what I'm going to do. Yes? And so the more we get aligned with the power that cannot be shaken, then the more we can navigate through the changes in the world that are going to happen. But when we think and have in our consciousness, oh, they've allowed us to do this and they've given us this, and we're riding that energetic, human beings are interesting creatures, right? We're interesting creatures. Things change, right? People you think are solid change. People who you didn't know were in your corner, here they are, right? Things change, but you have to be aligned with the divine to navigate through all the changes that will happen. Yes? Okay. So that was number 2, which was what? Stand against scapegoating. I turned the corner a little bit, but, stay with me, y'all. I go on a little adventure sometimes. All right. So here's my last thing. The third thing is... so here's your coaching move for the week also, to look at where are you scapegoating, right? Where are you blaming someone, some circumstance, or yourself for something, and go ahead and let yourself off the hook, right? Let yourself off the hook. Let yourself off the hook. Yeah. All right, so the third thing and final thing is to really look at being a builder and not a critic. Right, being a builder. This is the other thing I find very interesting looking at social media and just media, the media landscape. If I see one more post that says, so-and-so clapped back at the president, da-da-da-da, and so-and-so eviscerated, da-da-da-da, and so said this and told this person off. And so it's like, what on earth? What are we even talking about? What is the solution? Who's proposing solutions? I don't want somebody to give a smart response to somebody saying something. I don't care, right? Let's generate some kind of, let's be generative. Let's look at, okay, yeah, this stuff is happening. Here's a way we can respond. Here's what we can do. Here's what's possible. Here's what we can build. Here's how we can come to, right? This has power in it. But to see all the pundits, and everyone's just talking about the problem, they reiterate the problem, they rework the problem, they analyze the problem, they come on different positions about the problem, they look at different languages to talk about the problems, right? And what happens when you do focus that much on problems? You create more problems, right? How many times have you actually heard someone or read something recently? How many times have you heard someone on TV or read something where somebody was offering a solution or what could be done? Raise your hand if you've heard it once. Okay. Okay, raise your hand if you've heard it more than 5 times.
On your channel.
Huh?
On your channel.
On my channel. Right, but I mean in the larger media, right? Or on Facebook, how frequently do you see a post that says, hey, here's a way this could go. Here's what we can do. Here's a solution. There always is like, da-da-da-da, this is happening, da-da-da-da, this is happening, oh my God, this is happening, alarm, alarm, alert, alert, this is happening, but no one says, hey, let's do this, right? Hey, here's what we can do. Hey, here's what's happening, and here's a possible workaround. Because everything is focused on the problem and yelling about the problem. It would be like if this room was on fire, we all stood in here with the fire going, the room is on fire, the room is on fire, the room is on fire, the room is on fire. And then over there someone said it in French, right? La salle, whatever, I can't even think of it in French, right? And then somebody said over here in Spanish. And then somebody over here got on their knees and said, the room is on fire. Then Damon starts singing, the room is on fire. Right? And the band starts playing the song, the room is on fire, the room is on fire, right? It's like, yeah, we're standing in the room on fire, yelling that it's on fire. And no one is saying, hey, take a deep breath, everybody. There's 3 doors here. Yeah, first 2 rows go out of that door, middle rows go out of that door, back row go out of that. Right, no one's saying that. Right? No one's saying that. But we're posting on Facebook, on fire, we're 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 on fire. And no one's saying, here's the exit. No one's saying where the hoses are. No one's saying, and these are the people who would know. The people who know are not telling us where the hose is. Where's the water? How do we call the fire department? Are there other ways to extinguish this fire? Right? No one's talking about this. But no one's talking about it because we're focused on the problem and we're clicking on the problem and we're amplifying the problem, which makes a lot of money when we are clicking on the problem, posting the problem, it makes a lot of money. So then the newspapers and media keep posting the problem. Yeah? So start posting. When you see something that's a solution, do it far and wide. When you see something that's positive, spread it far and wide, right? Flip the algorithm. Flip the algorithm. Because this is what's going to support us in having a different outcome and being a builder and not just a critic, right? Being a builder, not just a critic. I meant to write down this website I found, Reverend Dr. Kathy Ann Lewis in Seattle, in the Seattle CSL, shared on the Ministers Listserv. Oh my goodness, I think the organization is called the Builders Movement. I don't know, I'll put it in the, if you're signed up for our weekly newsletter email, I'll send out the link to you. But I think it's called the Builders Movement, and it's people gathered together looking for solutions, right? And I want our community to be a part of that. What are some solutions? Right, and starting with the spiritual solution, which is in really thinking about for yourself and knowing the oneness of all life. Right, the solution is speaking life and not death. The solution is not scapegoating. The solution is all of these things becoming a builder and not a critic. Right, and all the things we talked about this month require courage, because the world is not built for what we're about yet. Right? The world is built for a collective to be powerless, to be at each other's throats, to be competing, and to be in a state of constant anxiety and overwhelm with all the electronics and all the things and all the media. That's what the world is built for right now. Yes? And so our job, our call, is to be courageous in the face of all of that. Unplug, or if you're plugged in, plug positive things in there. Right? Do your spiritual practice. I say this every single week. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. If you are not aligned with the divine, you will be aligned with chaos. There's no way around it. Right? And so you can choose. Right? But if you align with chaos, it creates a lot of other disturbances, which is why Peter Bedard, when he's here, July 13th, will be talking about how to maintain and protect the sacredness of your mental health in these crazy times. I hope you will come. Peter has an incredible story. Incredible story. He was in a car accident, died in a significant accident with a semi-truck. He died and came back. And he's written a couple of books that have come from that. He healed himself from the horrific injuries he had. You wouldn't know it to see him now and talk to him now. And he's super dynamic. And he's a counselor and a therapist and a coach. So he'll be here on July 13th. He will help you with some tools to get your mental health in alignment, right? You already have the tools for your spiritual health to be in alignment. Right? And it takes courage to do all of this. And so I invite you into that. Deal? Okay. I feel like we're complete. Yeah? Let's go into prayer. And then we have a song. Oh my goodness. And so just taking a deep breath. I am so hot up here. I am. I'm like, I know. I'm laughing because because it's like tickling, like the sweat running down my face. Oh my goodness. So I love you all so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, just settling in right now to that presence, that power that is all that there is, that presence that is loving, that is ever igniting, that is ever creative, that is all powerful, and that presence that, it is everywhere, not a spot where God is not. The divine was here since before the beginning. It'll be here for all time. It is eternal and infinite. And so we right now just take a breath and we align with that power, that presence, that knowing. And knowing that the divine spark that is within each of us is that little bit of divinity that is expressing uniquely through and as our lives. And so I know then that each of us is blessed so thoroughly and completely. And so I speak the word this morning, and I claim and know for each one here divine physical vitality and health, knowing that every cell, organ, tissue, system, and function of the body temple of each one is alive. It is whole, it is perfect, it is complete. I know divine vitality, divine energy, divine circulation, divine radiant light shining from the body temple, knowing that anything that would disrupt or create dis-ease is dissolved in the body. I speak a special word for Dee right now, knowing right where she is, God is, a continued acceleration of health and vitality moving through her body temple. So grateful to speak the word and to know the absolute truth for each one in relationships. I bless every relationship. I know that each beloved in this room, in this space, watching this, is blessed, loved, cherished, respected, uplifted. Right now, each one is well cared for and provided for. And I know the presence of God reveals itself through channels and people and places and communities where each one is held, loved, guided, directed, and protected. I speak a word for our human family right now, for those who are in conflict or violence or swept up in things. I am knowing the presence of God is surging right now through and as each one, through and as our leadership, moving through the minds and the hearts of our beloved planet. And I speak the word of abundance right now, knowing that each one is blessed to overflowing with all needs met, dissolving of a debt to letting go of the past, and knowing that each one is financially abundant, is supported in all ways by the divine presence. Prosperity and thriving and flourishing and living and aliving. This is what I know. This is what I claim. It is the absolute truth for each one. All is well. And with deep gratitude, I now release this word. I let it go. We say together, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. Please sing along if you know this song. It's a beautiful song.
When there is peace in my mind, there will be peace in the earth.
Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 Peace inside my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my mind, God and only God is moving
Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om.
Peace inside my heart, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside my heart, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om. 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 Om Shanti Om. Peace inside the world, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside the earth, God and only God I live to see. Peace inside the earth, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside the earth, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Shanti Om.
And there is peace in my mind. Let there be peace in the earth.
Oh, beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Jenna Brown and Sonia Trejo and Rodrigo Avella, the core band at Silicon Valley Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you. So beautiful. Sonia is our music director, and Sonia is incredible. Okay, beloved. So we are now at the time for our conscious giving, and it's the time that we participate in the divine law of giving and receiving. So I ask you now to go ahead, and if you need one of these envelopes to prepare your offering, you can get one from Mary Lee, who will be on the lookout to pass you one. And I invite you into the sacred practice of tithing here at Silicon Valley Center for Spiritual Living. Tithing is a practice of giving a percentage of your income to a place that is your spiritual home and that feeds you spiritually. And it's a dynamic spiritual activity. So you can either give with this envelope, or we have a little heart here that says, have abundance, because I am abundance, and there's a QR code there if you'd like to give online, and you can also go to our website. All of your donations are so appreciated and allow us to have service in this beautiful hotel and do the other things that we are doing, like the summit and other stuff. All right, so go ahead and take your offering in your hand, and if it's something you do online, just bring your bank account and everything into your heart here as we do a blessing for abundance. All right, repeat after me. Divine love through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God. And so it is. Wonderful. So we'll have our offertory song briefly, and we will be wrapping up. We're running a little late today.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
All right. Yay. All right, beloveds, who is a visitor here for the very first time? Who are you? Where are you? Yay. Welcome. 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 So good to have you here. And so Morgan will be passing out a lovely gift for you. And if you feel comfortable to say your name and what brought you here, that's fantastic. And if you don't, that's fantastic too.
My name is Letitia Burton, and I've known Damon and Morgan for a long time. And I just came, I heard there was a music ministry, and I'm interested in being a part of that and just having a community.
Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Marcia Fitton, and I've known David and Morgan for quite a while also. And they talk so much about Sundays and coming here, so thank you.
Wonderful. Welcome. Welcome. So good to have you.
My name is Shirley Kane. I'm Jenna's friend and roommate. I've watched a bunch online, but it's nice to be here.
Good to see you, Charlene. Welcome, welcome. So wonderful. Well, it is so good to have you here with us, and I invite you back. Welcome home. I invite you back. Absolutely. All right, so I feel like we are now at the end of our time together. Let's do our closing song. We're going to do a short version because the restaurant is open. We can go down if you want to do that. And then there's auditions here at 11:45. Sorry, music ministry. So we're going to do a short version of I Release, and then we'll go eat, and I'll hug people. All right. All right.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Okay, our really quick benediction that I lost the page. Is so here's our benediction. I am a light in this world.
I am a light in this world.
I have the courage to pray up.
I have the courage to pray.
I have the courage to speak up.
I have the courage to
I have the courage to glow up.
I have the courage to glow.
And I have the courage to raise up.
I have the courage to raise up.
And so it is.
And so it is.
I release